church. As many of you know, I recently moved back to Washington, D.C. after spending a year in Atlanta. Every city has its pluses and minuses. For me, the one thing I miss from my time in Atlanta is the quality of their grocery stores. Greater Atlanta had some great grocery stores. But my new grocery store here in Washington, D.C. is the Safeway at 5th and L Street Northwest. Even before the pandemic, I found the store to be very crowded with narrow aisles, poorly stocked shelves, and the workers, in my opinion, weren't very friendly. Now with the pandemic, this store is even worse. The store seems to attract a lot of first-time shoppers, and many do not pay any attention to their social distancing responsibilities. And the workers, God bless them, are working in an environment they never imagined would be a part of their job description. So any trip to the store always raised my anxiety levels to emergency status. Last Saturday was no exception. I could feel my blood pressure rising as I walked towards the store. For reasons unknown, was it an angel? I stopped and said to myself, you know what, Tim? You have been amazingly blessed during this pandemic. You still have a job, you're in a brand new apartment, you have a young man that loves and cares for you, and you got 2 wonderful dogs. Why should you be walking into this store with a frown behind your mask, ready to document every social distancing violations you encounter? So I made up a new rule that whenever I went into the Safeway, I would greet as many Safeway workers as I could during my visit. Well, as always, God amazed me with the results. The first worker I encountered that day was stocking oranges, and as I walked by him, I gave him a hearty good morning, just the way my father would have said it. And the worker stopped and looked up at me and greeted me as if no one had said good morning to him that day. At the bakery section, I was pleased to find a bag of sesame bagels. They never make enough sesame bagels. The bakery lady was busy filling bread baskets beside me, and when I turned to her and said, "Ma'am, I know it's gonna be a good day when I get a bag of sesame bagels." Oh, she stopped her work and just laughed out loud. Mission accomplished. Turning to the self-checkout line, I finished my scanning when I encountered the young man who was responsible for self-service. He used to be a stock boy, but got promoted just before the pandemic started. He embraces his job and is constantly cleaning the machines, running from one spot to the next as people get stuck with their checkout process, and is really taking his job seriously. So as I was leaving, I stopped and looked him in the eyes and told him how much I appreciated the work he was doing for me. His reaction told me no one had ever said thank you to him in such a way. As I walked up the hill in much greater spirits than I had when I walked down the hill, I was shouting good morning to everyone on the way. That groceries trip taught me that our ability to share God's love cannot be stopped by masks or gloves, or even when we're quarantining in place. God, thank you for teaching me the best way to stop the virus is to spread God's love. Have a great day, everybody. I miss you all.